What's up guys, it's Deck Kitten here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my Bravo Blitz deck profile for the Outsiders Blitz format. Okay, starting off, got the hero, Bravo, self-explanatory. Alrighty, got the weapon, Anathoth, usual weapon for Guardian. This should be a Crown of Providence. So, Crown of Providence is the headpiece you want to be using. I've been using Skullcap because I'm not going to shell out that much for a Crown of Providence. Trying to get the use out of it, so either Skullcap or Crown of Providence will be fine. Crown of Providence obviously the much better equipment, but make do. Alright, chest piece, Tectonic Plating, absolutely essential for Bravo. The Crater Fist, blocks for 3, that's all you need, and then for the legs got the Mage Master Boots. These are very good, giving you time of final go again. Alright, that's the equipment. Got the Seismic Surge tokens, and then you can choose whatever you want in the sideboard. For your other piece of equipment, I've just got some Null Rune and stuff. Helps a good wizard matchup because it's got a lot of blues in this deck. Makes it easy to pitch, pay for all that Arcane Barrier. Alrighty, moving on. Got the main deck, 40 Blitz. Alrighty, so starting things up with the reds. Got the 2 Crippling Crush. This is the best attack in Bravo, in Flesh and Blood, in my opinion. Got 7 cost, Bravo Specialization, coming in for 11, block for 3, and it's got Crush. If it deals 4 more damage to a hero, they discard 2 random cards. So, pretty powerful. You can give this Dominate, Bravo's ability, pitch 3 blues, coming in for 11, Dominate, always good. Other big attack we've got Spinal Crush, 5 for 9, and if it deals 4 more damage, your opponents can't go again during the next action phase. That's very useful. Shuts off a lot of decks, and it'll usually force a block even though it's got less damage than something like Crippling Crush because of the very powerful Crush effect that in some cases can even be more devastating than the Crippling Crush effect for some heroes that rely on go again. Alrighty, next up got the 2 copies Blessing Deliverance. It's just a good way to gain life, helps win in the early game against some aggro decks so you don't die on turn 2 or 3. This is a control deck. Your goal is to try and get the game to the mid-end game. You can beat them with either attacking Anathoth for 6 each turn, or just having stacked your pitch, just swing big attack after big attack. This is very useful for staying alive and seeing what you've got coming up on the top of your deck by looking at the top 3 cards, so you can play out your turn the way you want it for the next cards coming up. Alrighty, next up, final attack, we've got Command and Conquer. So this 2 for 6. No defense reactions. If it hits hero, just draw a card from their arsenal. Very powerful card. Very powerful. Even in this deck, doesn't cost 3 or more, but it's just one of the most powerful attack actions ever printed in Flesh and Blood. And also the synergy with Pummel is very nice, since it costs 2 or more. Speaking of Pummel, best attack reaction in the game. Give a club or hammer +4 for 2, or give an attack action with cost 2 or more +4, and if it hits the hero, they discard a card. So you can put this on every single attack action and every single, or our one single weapon we play. Anathoth is a hammer, so very useful in this deck. 2 resources for 4 damage, it's a great trade-off. And finally for defense reaction, I'm just playing 2 copies Sink Below. I think it's really useful. It allows you to filter your hand. This deck, because of the large number of blue, low number of reds, you can sometimes get hands with 4 blues and you've got nothing to play on your turn, or you can just get unlucky and draw a hand of all reds, which, because of the big attack's reliance on drawing just them and multiple blues to pay for them, makes it a bit tricky. Another reason why Crown of Providence is so powerful in this deck, but Sink Below helps mitigate some of that issue by being able to see more of your deck and get access to the perfect hand. Okay, that's it for the reds. I'll move those to the side. For the yellow, just got 1 yellow. Got the Tome of Findle. This basically has an insane combo with the Mage Master Boots. If you don't know already, you can pay 1 resource for the Mage Master Boots to give your next non-attack go again. Then the 2nd resource for the Tome of Findle. Out of the arsenal, coming in with go again. And you're drawing 2 cards and usually gaining 5 life is the dream. Pitch 1. Start your turn with 4 cards, pitch 1 for the Mage Masters, for the Tome, draw 2, gain 5. Really helps against aggro decks. Also just refills your hand to play out your turn while leaving you an extra resource, since you'll usually be pitching a blue, and this plus the Mage Master only costs 2. This helps when you're being raced or you're racing. Just a very powerful synergy that I think it's important to include in this deck. Alrighty, now onto the blues. So I'll start things off with the blues that are actually, in my opinion, the blues you actually want to play, rather than just pitching or blocking with them. Starting off, the most powerful one is Tear Asunder. A 3 cost non-attack action. Gives your next Guardian attack this turn +1, dominate, and if it hits a hero, they discard 2 cards of their choice. Block for 3, pitches for 3, costs 3. So perfect for everything you really want in this deck. And also it just turns something into a mini Crippling Crush, including your weapon, Anathos, which is very important. So you can play this on Anathos. Next up, we have 2 cards very similar. We have the Showtimes and Imposing Visage, which will just be grabbing Showtime straight out of your deck. So these are very useful if you go first. You can just grab a Crippling Crush straight out of your deck, chuck it in your arsenal, set up a Seismic Surge, and then at the beginning of your action phase, you'll pop this and draw a card. So even if you have to block your opponent, you'll still have access to enough cards, hopefully, to play the Crippling Crush that you've searched out. Your opponent will know it's coming, but there's not really much they can do about it, unless they have a way to pressure your hand size. Alrighty, next up for the last blue is the Macho Grande. This one comes up a lot late game because it's 7 cost for 8, but it has natural dominate, which is extremely valuable in the late game. When you don't have enough resources to pay for Bravo to give something dominate, or it's just not coming in for enough, you can just use a Seismic Surge and 2 blues to play this, and sometimes your opponent won't have a defense reaction, their equipment will be out, and that'll be the end of the game. So these are the best blues in the deck. Now we have the blue non-attack actions, which are better than the blue attack actions that aren't the ones in here, because of Kasai and the Sabers. So just got all the good ones. We've got the Emboldens, got the Nerves of Steel, got the Stamp Authority. This one you can play sometimes, but it's not as good as these ones. And then we've got the Towering Titans. Then we've got the attack actions in blue. Just got the Thunderquakes, the Cranial Crush, Disable, Choke Slam, Buckling Blow, and then the one, just Debilitate, hang on at the end. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.